There's the backup stuck. Episode ready.
So today for episode 7 in the language department, we have 3 sub, 1 dub only, and 7 hybrid. And with that is our languages for today. Once upon a time, I covered Fairytale Adventures, the 9-hour edition. Why am I saying edition? Because there's a 14-hour edition for additional stories that it holds. So front, spine, obvious 14 hours. Back again, and all these are the same as the previous. In fact, quite identical. Just a little alter here to over there. Still the same TGG direct distribution. So what do we have that's different this time? Well, we have Alice in Paris, Angel, that's an anime movie from Toei, I believe, and Dot the Bunny. Ooh, I wonder if it's similar to Dot the Kangaroo. Ooh. And after our spin, we open it up to see, ew, a spindle. And luckily these 4 discs are printed, not burned. Burned will give you that purple stuff. So as it says on the back, this is DVD 1, this is DVD 2, this is DVD 3, and this is the elusive DVD 4. I am not going to go over this one. If you would like to see more details on this one, please review my first episode. And we put this back in the spool. Ooh. And with 14 hours being greater than 9, the kingdom rests happily ever after. The end. So Naruto has a 20th anniversary. Okay, fine. So for the 20th anniversary, what do? You release some anniversary film compilations. So why isn't he cranky? Quite simple. Because Willis Porcio did the art for this, even though a committee approved this through the different iterations, but yeah. You can see that vein right there. This is not good. You can just tell from the cover. So let's poop it out. Pick it up. Alright. So we have the fronts, spines. Spines again a little different, but it's part of a different range of this one picture. And backs again. Look and puzzle at our Kahona friends of, yeah. You have Sasuke here looking like he's figured out the cure to constipation. Sakura doesn't even look like Sakura. Looks like a cosplayer who's just cosplaying to get booze from the con venue. And Kakashi is, at least he still has his mask. And apparently this guy is ripping out in rage with his blasts. So, let's open it. Ooh. Well, not much imagination here. And, yeah, this is the full version of it. I'm kind of glad Rock Lee isn't here. However, I miss that he's not covered. But he's only in the 3rd Naruto movie to my recollection. So, that is what I like to call the 7th grade Naruto movies. Why? They're 12, so it's like 7th grade age. But, not gonna lie, not sure why a massive series like this and the committee behind it approved this. There were different iterations that were less stabbing, if you will. But let's look at the others but not go through it yet. What does that mean? Well, this is what the original first movie on DVD looks like in a better collection release, as well as 2 and 3. Well, how do I know these are 1, 2, and 3 aside from the titles? Why, it's quite easy. There are these numbers right here, the print numbers, and they go in sequence of when they were released. As a cheat to me, unless they release these out of order, I know this one's movie 1, 2, and 3. Since we saw that, let's look at in better detail. And the other spines. It's kind of strange. We have the steelbook here, then we have a digipack storybook, which this is a lot easier to open than some others I'll cover later. And this release of movie 3 is about the same as your Evangelion Rebuild movies on DVD, or at least the first one. I will not open these and go through them. I might create a video of the 7th grade Naruto era. So with that, I still puzzle why in the world this was commissioned and they went through it anyway, but c'est la vie. I might get the steelbook of this later, and so long. A film that comes out of nowhere is The Wonderland, a film by Keiichi Hara. I've never heard of this until it got a pre-order, which was same day as release. Okay, it's pretty. So we have fronts, the spines, with other spines, and the back. This is really pretty, really pretty. Put the slip down and open it jack 2. the Blu-ray. A booklet we'll go over later. And the DVD. Very, very scenic. I'm liking these G-Kids scenic movie releases. Hopefully there is substance, but I will find out when I watch it. Woohoo. Pop them out. Oh, and this glorious orb and tree and, is this Tenchi Muyo related? I only see the holy sign there, but yes, this is quite beautiful. And it's time for the booklet. Front, back, innards, Kane, Chi, Keiichihara notes. So without knowing much of this movie besides a quick grab at your local Walmart, this looks very pretty. It's from G-Kids, so hopefully there's substance with style for this. I can't help but think of this top-hatted character. Kind of reminds me of Sir Topham Hatt, just not as doughboy or mustachy like Stan Backslide. So with that, as the crane, we soar away. All alphabets start with A, but for this show, B, the beginning. I've heard a lot of praise from this for those who watch a lot of Netflix. Me and Netflix, I kind of don't really own it, so I'll watch whatever I can. But for now, we have the fronts, the spines, the other spines, and the backs. To slip down, and to kind of highlight that, well, aside from it being IG Productions at Netflix, we have team combination of Shout Factory and All the Anime, a UK-based anime licensor, working together. So thanks to this is how we're getting Evangelion, Bartender, and other shows that they're going to co-align and release stuff. So this is really cool. Not a G-Kids release technically, but it's under the Shout Factory umbrella. Now we open it up. Remove the book and cards and show disc 1. Disc 2 being the Blu-rays. The DVDs, which can afford paper, assuming parchment, and has to use a chalkboard, we have DVD 1 and DVD 2. Not much art. I guess the special edition, which is a kind of a yearbook art book and costs like $100 so, will give you more art. So bare bones, I guess. It's time to go over these, and we have a book. So let's go over the cards. These are the fronts, while these are the backs. Booklet, we have front, then we have back. Then, what the? Oh. It's been a while since I got one of these. A poster of, well, kind of seen this before somewhere. What's on the back? This was Be the Beginning, Season 1. Kind of hope there's a Season 2 to collect more, cause this was nifty to own. However, I need to watch it to really know if I, will enjoy the contents of what I'm holding. And we pass B to see you later. Uh-oh, you have midterms, and heroes have to go to Academia. My Hero Academia Season 4 Part 1. And how they release this is messing my collection up, because I've been doing DVDs only now. They're only releasing like DVD, Blu-ray, then probably like a full season of Blu-ray as the recent trend goes, but so be it. Power with the fronts, the spines, the other spine, and the back. We open it up to see action-packed hero-ness of Disc 1, Disc 2, DVD 1, and DVD 2. A full roster which kind of gives you some episode highlights. And with that, the million power against the plague gangsters will continue forth until Part 2. Fly away. With this ghoulish time for Halloween, there's always a digging place for zombies of censored and uncensored content. Alright, I own this. I haven't had a chance to own this uncensored. And this is DVD and Blu-ray, so woohoo, I get my preference, but I also get the uncensored as well. Since I haven't shown this, let's go over the LE, the limited edition art box, which is censored. Front, spine, back. I'm not removing the card. Top, whoa, and bottom. There you go, an empty void of my heart since these were censored. So cover 1 and 2, spines of 1 and 2, you already seen, and backs of 1 and 2. Let's open it up for the first one. To reveal, fill out card. 2 pink discs. This is adorable. And we open this up to see 2 lavender discs. Lavender. You'd think it'd be the blue flower color. Uh-oh, Maid's in trouble. She's lounging about. Okay, let's see what the uncensored version looks like. So we have the front, spine, back again. Open it up to, I hope this is uncensored. The same purple discs as before, just both are Blu-ray. And we see her kind of lounging about. I have seen this show and enjoyed it. I love how chilling it is with her family life and how she gets out of it. But if you haven't seen it, give this a watch. Other than that, I will not spoil the chills and thrills of this zombie that doesn't kill. Disco Delivery! Disco Deliveries came early, with Disuca being the one that we start off with. This is one of those that is a joint venture with Disco Media and Crunchyroll, the streaming service. With a ecchi series, this is supposed to be uncensored and an OVA that's not the usual way you would watch one, meaning it is mapped out and loops, and you can keep going on technically forever watching this. There is a map, I'll probably throw it up here somewhere maybe, that you can follow, but for me, I'm going to go through what this looks like. Fronts, spines, and again, spines. With a back flap, y'all. Put the slip down, open her up, watch them focus, pop that out. You watch them go crisscross, don't crisscross, whoop, okay, not that silliness. I like this release cause, well, like I had before, it's different art each time. So I'm kind of getting a 1-2 of different flavor of what this series may contain. Unlike that Naruto thing we saw earlier. And we'll pull it back to shoot away Disuca. Oh yeah, we got 1 out of 5 of Symphogear. Yes! Kinda wish this was dubbed. Originally, Funimation had season 1, but Discotech got the license from them since, well, I don't even know Crunchyroll had the rest of the seasons. It's kind of been up in the air. Funimation had it, no one had it since then, and I am psyched that we're beginning the 5-way domino of this. What's this series about? You pretty much have these idols who transform to save the world. Kind of similar to AKB 0048. Kind of aired at the same time it was Rivals Freezing. But let's begin with the fronts. The spines. With the other spines. Haha. Followed by the back. Put it down. Watch Chris punch a clown. As we see, well, with this type of show, I can see it being expensive because of all the songs being sung in this series. There's probably a separate license just to cover the music. But I am glad for this series, and you should be too. And let not the moon with the towers of Babel destroy the world. Another Osamu Tezuka experimental series of Cleopatra. This one has a very interesting style of storytelling because it first starts off with animated heads on top of human bodies in a sort of, you can either go Star Trek holodeck episode or maybe an inspiration for Interstellar Space 4-5. Take your pick. And he had to have worked with some other people because I'm seeing like some of the characters from... So let's open it up almost all the way. I hate to do this, I rather just show it, but apparently the deeper we enter this, the more, as you can see right here, this covers up, the more titties we'll see. I don't like to not see titties, but so be it. I'll put a shape somewhere to show you what it looks like. So we have the fronts, the spines, of the spine, and the back. So one of the features here, feature commentary with Helen McCarthy. She's one of the people responsible for the Anime Encyclopedia. This was also a part of the Anime Ranma, which was a trilogy of, well, 3 movies. One of these being Cleopatra, another being Belladonna of Sadness, and the one I'm anticipating, which hasn't been released yet, but it has been slated to, is 1001 Nights. Ooh, seeing red footage turn into real footage, yeah. Okay, but does the disc look any different? Well, technically it's the same censorship, but this is what the disc looks like. Very, very interesting watch. It's not a boring watch. It makes you question why some characters exist from the holodeck aspect rather than have one of them become the character, but so be it. It does follow the emperors at the time pretty well, but I wouldn't say factual, seeing how planes were entered the battlefield and stuff. There are some quick quirks, like one of the characters will ask, well, this person is in danger. Who will help them? Then a quick panning shot to Astro Boy flying down as if he's going to save the day. So, Cleopatra slithers away. Lupin, 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 dun dun. Lupin the third, dun dun. The Pursuit of Harimao's Treasure. Okay, so before the times, apparently it's changed, even though I don't see much change. This was released, and they just released it. No one said a word, no one said anything. So this was the previous release, and this is part of the first haul, once again. I did skip the other Lupin release from this. Reason why? Quite simple. I didn't have the time. So for this one we have, well, that's just it. Here, it gets remastered. But as I do the whole showcase, we have the fronts, we have the spines. I've wondered this. I like with the Lupin movies we have the different dates and what it is, as it's a special, but I'm baffled why this isn't part of the same format for, well, case closed. License fine, but this might be a Discotek is doing this format while TMS is just doing a standard release stuff. I don't know. I don't work with them, but it's nice to fantasize, I guess. The other spine, which gives us a lady. Ooh, smoochy, smoochy. Then the backs. Alright. Put the slip down, and because of the times, we now have a homophobia in 90s anime essay. And I kind of get why you don't want to feel excluded. You don't want to offend people. But I'm glad that they're trying to include people. But at the same time, if you're worried about falling in a hole on the sidewalk, I understand it's best to look before you walk, but you can't always be too paranoid. But there's nothing wrong with warning people as to what's going on. Now, we open it up to see a repeat of before. Jackpot it is. I guess I'm playing slots. So for this, I have not seen it, but apparently there's some stuff considering like what you would see back in the 60s or so, where the homosexual are evil. Ooh, and Nazis are apparently a hate sign. Okay, fine. They mass murdered people about almost 100 years. And anyway, I'm glad that they're including people. I'm just a little lost as to why this is an issue. However, I'm glad it's not in your face about it, because it's going to flash 5 seconds of a warning. Then you have to select the option to read this essay if you really want to read it. Probably interesting thought to read. However, we're all human. We're all living. Finding your heaven in this hell of a world is something better to do anyway. So with that, enough said. Bon voyage. Name a mecha series that has Project Jam as the opening theme, and can do the ending theme as well for you. Well, I'm not sure about the ending thing, but the opening thing for New Getter Robo is pretty awesome. So I have 2 releases. This is the Discotek, this is the Geneon release. This one's the newest one that I got. I had the older one. So, let's begin. Let's see what the older has first. Front spine, back spines, below, go up to the up top and show. These are the fronts. These are the backs. They call them music clips, but each of these has a music video on them. At least 1, maybe 2. And now, we open the first one, and we see green, the chapter card showing the chapter, and the future volumes that will be released. We open it up to see, I guess, the art for the 2 separate releases that Japan probably had for these. And then we see, something kind of familiar we'll see later on in this insert cover art, if you will. Then with that, we have Volume 1, Volume 2. We see our disc, we see our colorful insert, we see the front. Then we see the back, and it's not a book this time, but it shows the chapters. We open the disc to find the insert cover art, and it's deranged like the show. We close it up and move to Volume 3's opening, The Hell on Earth. Chapters, insert art. Ooh, it's grabby. Pop out the disc to see Hell on Earth. And we have our case closed for Volume 3. Volume 4, Crash. We open it to see Crash. The insert art for Crash. The chapters for Crash. And we pop the disc to see Crash. Close it up. And quickly fill these back in. Discotek's release. Haha. We have to poop it out. What did I say? Look at this, look at this. So we have the fronts, the spines, the spines, the backs. Set to slip down and open the jack to see more of what that insert art would have contained. and the awesome Getter Robo disc. It's kind of strange that Armageddon focuses on the new generation or the Shin generation, as new Getter Robo doesn't focus on the Shin or the new, it focuses on the old coming back to save the world or to give new hope to a new generation. This is probably more violent than Getter Robo Armageddon, ironically, but if it was me, I would try to blend this and Armageddon together and you'd have a perfect Getter Robo series, or modern one if you will. But for now, this is what I have. I'm not sure if it includes in music videos like this, but it's nice to see this get a reprint instead of people going ballistic on prices for this set. And with that, we rocket punch out of here. Now it's time to show you all for all to see what I've selected for me to glean. Now it's time for you to comment and share and say farewell as I end the fairy tale with a message that you know so well. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Join my Twitter and Facebook detail to know me well.